So today's how-to is how to create a mood board on Canva. So mood boards can be really good when you are planning out things. So interior designers use mood boards, wedding planners use mood boards, lots and lots of different businesses use mood boards so they can get a sense of where a project is going. But you can do this digitally. You don't need to be cutting out bits of paper and putting bits of fabric onto a board if you don't want to. So we can do it digitally. And the benefit of that is that the digital version can go with you wherever you are. So you don't have to worry about lugging a great big board around with you. You could literally save it into your phone favorites if you wanted to and have it on the go. So you've always got your mood board, which is great for when you need that splash of inspiration. So we're going to go and get started. So there are a couple of ways to do this on Canva, just like there always are. I'm going to be working in the free version. So you absolutely can do this in the free version. So we're going to go to create. So the first way to do this is if we search for a mood board and it brings up these different options. So do we want photos? Do we want a whiteboard where we can put things on? Do we want a video collage? So for example, so if we wanted to do, let's maybe go and do the whiteboard. So let's just select that one. Okay. So then we can look at the templates. So there are templates for mood boards as well as everything else. So if let's have a look at a wedding mood board. So you can see there are some templates available. Some of them are only available on the pro version, but there are quite a lot that are available in the free version. So let's maybe have a look at this one. Okay. So it's put the vision board, the mood board, sorry, onto this this template. So we've got on here, we've got wedding themes. You can search, you can put your ideas for your wedding themes, wedding attire, experience and giveaways. That's such a weird way to say wedding favours. Venue and settings, food and drinks, wedding quotes. So it's interesting. There's no wedding dresses or oh, I suppose there is in the wedding attire. Yeah, okay. So we've got lots and lots in here. Gives you a little Canva tips thing on the side, which we don't need. But as with everything on Canva, we can change all of this. So we have got our colour palette here. It's all beautifully spaced out, but we could change that. So if I didn't want gold to be one of my colours, then I can go into the colour wheel and maybe choose like a mustardy. Let's just do this as if I was actually going to get married again. Um, I'm not. I don't. I don't think I'd put anybody through that again. Yeah. Let's get rid of that one. What should we have instead of that one? That and there. Okay. So I've chosen my wedding palette. So everything else can now match in to this palette. We can take these photos out. So just delete those photos and we can add other photos in. So we're thinking about wedding themes. So if we go and have a look in Canva Elements, let's have a look for wedding theme and in our photos. So maybe we might want a Halloween theme. Maybe that might happen. So we could just pop that in there. Maybe I'm just looking for the free images. That's what I'm doing. Maybe we want a beach. Maybe we want that one. That's quite sweet. So again, we can just snap these things in. So in their thing, they've said a bohemian wedding. I don't think that any of these are particularly bohemian. So we could change that text to whatever theme we are going to have. And obviously, this is about a wedding. Your mood board might be about something completely different. So we can change all of this. If we decided that we wanted to change each of the sections' names, titles, then we can absolutely do that. So if the first board wasn't going to be about wedding themes, then we could change that. So just because this is a wedding ideas vision board, it doesn't have to be for weddings. So we could have this for, what could we have it for? We could have it for a launch event. Oh, launch event. So in this, we would have event ideas. So we can change everything about this. It's just a template and you can use it as you want to. You could add to it. You can make it all into your pretty colors if you want to. You can do what you want with it. But if you want to create your own, if you don't want to use a template, then you can create your own as well. So if we just go back to our home screen and we're going to go and create again. So this is where we start from a blank page. So you decide on what size page you want. I would recommend you go for A4. So if we look at A4, and we're going to go for this landscape one because I think mood boards work better when they're in landscape than portrait. But if you particularly want to do one in portrait, you go for it. It's your mood board. So then the first thing I would do with this is to put some colours on. And we can do that by going over into our elements and just searching for a square. So if let's just have a look at the squares. So I'm going to use the square just so that it's nice and neat. Okay, just resize it slightly. So I'm going to do this over on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm just going to bring that one down, and then I'll duplicate it again. And can you see that Canva realizes I'm making a nice little line? So it goes there. Okay, so I've now got 4 squares. At the moment, they're all the same color. So we can just change the color, make them into some of those nice colors again. I can't remember what colors they were now, but uh, this feels like I'm actually planning some sort of wedding. Okay, so I've now got my 4 colors. We can section that off if we want to. We can have backgrounds. So if for example, so let's go to a launch event. If we'll say this is a launch event, so I stop talking about weddings. If we just go into photos, then we could use this as our background. We could make it a little bit more transparent so it's not quite so in your face. So it just gives a little bit of feeling to it. And then we might think about what images we want on this. So we would start to use frames. So if we go into frames, so we've got some graphics of frames here, but that's not what we want. So we just need to scroll across. Oh no, I'm still in photos, that's why. So we're going into these frames, and if we just see all, so you can see there's all different shapes of frames. So you might want it to look a little bit special with a bit of film on it. Up to you, really. You can have it straight, you can have it on a bit of a wonk. So let's have a look at what sort of things we might have as our launch event. So is it going to be a champagne reception? Oh no, because it's looking in frames for me. There we go. Champagne. So here we go. So a champagne reception. So that's my first photo. I can then duplicate that and maybe change it a little bit. So what else? What do I want? Flowers. I definitely want flowers because this is like a really high-end event. So this is bringing up all sorts of flowers. So let's have a look at flowers event. And then it brings up slightly more stylized flowers. So let's, for the purposes of this, oh, that's a pro one. Such a frustration when you can't see the little pro thing until you've already used it. Okay, so flowers. What else might we want? Entertainers, maybe. Okay, let's put her in. That's probably not what I'm going to have for my launch event, but yeah. So can you see very quickly you can start to build up your own mood board. So say you've got colors, you've got themes. You can add text to this. So you can say that this is about the event. I don't like that font, so let's just change that font to make it something more handwriting. Actually, there's a handwriting font that I really like at the moment. It's this Biro one. So here we go. So we put our event here. And again, we can change the color of that if we want to, make it blue instead of black. And then we could put little arrows on. Let's go into our graphics and have a look for an arrow. Here we go. So we change that to the blue as well. So there you go. So we have got our color palette, we have got our event photos. We could add to this, we could have food photos, we could have all sorts of things. We don't have to keep it to one page either. So we can add a page, which brings us just a blank page. We can duplicate the page, which brings up exactly the same. So you might want to have your color palette on every single page, just so that you've got that to refer to. But you would probably change, well, you definitely would change these photos on each one. But there's no reason why you couldn't have maybe four different pages that cover your mood board, because you might want to have each separate bit on a separate page just so that it's super clear for you. You might be wanting to add words to it. You might want to add um, decadence. Decadence is such a good word. What have we got that's decadent in here? Oh, some lips. We might want to add some lips onto our mood board. We can absolutely do that. So we don't have to just use the elements that are in Canva either. We can upload our own things. So if you have very definite ideas of, like maybe you've been on Pinterest and you found some really brilliant ideas, then you could bring those into your mood board. So you could just save those pins and then upload them. So just on the left-hand side and upload, and you would go and upload them. So super simple to bring your own things into your mood board as well. So there you go. There are two ways of creating a mood board. Either way works. Either way is available in the free version. But so go and enjoy. Create as many mood boards as you want to. Go and create a Christmas mood board maybe and get your Christmas planned.